vibrant planet blessed by the light of the crystal. Amid azure seas, encompassing the westernmost of the 3 great continents, there lies a realm embraced by gods and forged by heroes. Her name, Eorzea. The annals of Eorzean history chart the rise of a succession of great civilizations, each one enjoying an age of peace, the Astral Eras. To date, all have proven ephemeral. In the year 1572 of the 6th and most recent Astral Era, the Northern Empire of Garlemald amassed a great army at the heart of Eorzea, seeking dominion over all. Rising in desperate resistance, the forces of the Eorzean Alliance met their would-be conquerors in the field. Yet, even as the battle raged, the lesser moon, Dalamud, was plucked from the heavens through imperial machination. From its core emerged the elder primal Bahamut, who unleashed his fury upon the realm. The devastation brought Eorzea to its knees and the era to its end. 5 years have come and gone. The light of life still shines upon Eorzea. Man labors tirelessly to raise himself from the calamity's ruin. The realm is forever changed, a stranger to him once more. Yet heedless of what lies ahead, he shall press on. Spurred by the promise of peace and prosperity. Amid this period of great change, an adventurer arrives in Eorzea, one whose tale is yet unwritten. May he ever walk in the light of the crystal.
Okay. Good morning. Okay, so I've been playing with the controller mostly, but I'm gonna have a go at playing this on keyboard and mouse. See how it feels. I've set all the keyboards and everything, so we should be all set. Dungeons. It's gonna make 5 in let's. Here's my quests. Let's do the attend the remembrance at Limbs, because I think I'm going to join the Grand Company in Limbs. There we go. Here to attend the remembrance service. Be quick. The Admiral is due to give her address at any moment.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. 700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The Crimson Field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the Black Longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom Standard, and our Grand Company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners. And together, we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea.
Freedom. Yes, they have always been rather fond of their freedom. Much as the beast tribes have. Small wonder. Beneath the surface, one would struggle to tell them apart.
It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin
bastards.
have risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now, the Curs fly their flags within our borders. doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the Calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves, till sea swallows all!
Long live the Admiral!
Remove him!
Gather the lads!
Oh, where's me cutlass?
I'll follow ye to the seven hells, Admiral!
If you'll permit me, Alfie no. And my sister, Alize, at your service. I saw at a glance that you were a fellow traveler. You might call us students of history, sampling the realm's remembrances in pursuit of enlightenment.
As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Limsa is played by two beast tribes. The first are fish-like Sahayajin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. And the second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath earth, who take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Liminzen backyard. And that is to say naught of eternal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between the various factions, and while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Liminzens are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom standard will be drenched a deepest shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. But will you sail with the Admiral? Okay, now should we go to Gridania, I guess. Let's see if I go. Gridania. 600. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else here to do. Controls. Right.
I lost my son to the calamity.
The three seed seers are all together.
Some say you couldn't take a step without stumbling over a body. Our forebears were once strangers in the Twelveswood. Fearful of the Green Wrath, they hid themselves in the dark recesses of the earth. Yet they dreamed of basking in the dappled sunlight of the forest. Through great effort, they proved their worth to the elementals, and were granted a place beneath the boughs. So it was that Gridania was born, some 5 centuries ago. Working hand in hand, the Hyur and the Elysian settlers sowed the seeds of our civilization, and soon they were joined by folk of all races. So nourished by the waters of unity, and blessed by the light of the matron, Gridania flourished into the great nation it is today.
Do you see the Gridanian standard? There, hanging behind the Elder Seedseer. The entwined serpents represent the unity between Hyur and Elysian. An elegant symbol, do you not agree?
In accordance with the will of the elementals, we have embraced a life of peace. Alas, our neighbors have not always sought the same for themselves. Though we Gridanians have no love for war, we have still less for those who would threaten our way of life. Ever have we fought to protect the sanctity of the Twelveswood. When the Garlean Empire brought its war of conquest to Eorzea, we rallied under the noble standard of the Twin Adder that we might push back the encroaching darkness. And it was we who prepared the ground for the reformation of the Eorzean Alliance, that all the peoples of this realm might stand united against the common threat. "5 years ago, the Alliance met the armies of the Empire upon the fields of Cartano. It would prove the bloodiest battle in recent memory. Countless Gridanian lives were lost. As Supreme Commander of the Order of the Twin Adder, ever shall I bear the weight of our people's sacrifice. Alas, their loss was not the only tragedy to befall us that day, for soon came the calamity. The scars borne by our forest are a constant reminder of its violence. Our lives have been irrevocably changed. Each waking hour, a struggle to survive. Driven to desperation, some among us have strayed from the path of righteousness, resorting to banditry, poaching, and other unconscionable deeds. To compound our woes, the Ixal have returned in force, emboldened by our suffering. They test our defenses nigh without cease, and prey upon the vulnerable. So beleaguered from within and without, it is of little wonder that our unity now falters. Dark times are upon us.
Time was a man could walk
pox
the
on the bloody
highways
Ixal.
without fear.
On this day, 5 years ago, countless Eorzeans laid down their lives that we might behold another dawn. Please join with me in honoring their memory.
And how do you propose to honor the memory of those you cannot remember, pray tell?
The destruction wrought by the calamity was indiscriminate. It dealt death to Eorzean and Garlean alike. Yet while we have labored to rebuild our homes, to rebuild our lives. The Empire has set about raising steel fortresses here in the Twelveswood. Let none be mistaken. The Garleans remain the greatest threat to our survival. If we are to stand against them, we must remember what it is to be united. Our many troubles blind us to the woes of our fellow man. Thence is harmony lost. Yet harmony is the founding principle of Gridania. We are gathered here to honor the fallen. Let them be honored not only in word and thought, but through concerted action. I bid you join hands with me once more beneath the Twin Adder's standard. And together, let us heal the forest's wounds, that our progeny might live in harmony beneath these ancient boughs. For serenity, purity, and sanctity. We must think of the children!
Woods will be done.
It's up to us to protect the forest. For the elementals!
Fancy meeting you again.
The Gridanians are unfortunate enough to have to contend with two beast tribes. The Ixil are unquestionably the more troublesome, being of a naturally warlike disposition, and to summon their bloodthirsty primal Garuda. The Sliffs, by contrast, are peaceful in nature, being mischievous rather than malevolent, and have long been on friendly terms with the Gridanians, until recently at least. Alas, they have grown aloof, a change observed at roughly the time they summoned the primal Ramur. The Gridanians have no love for war, and they consider open conflict a last resort. Though they clash with the Ixil ever more regularly, you may be assured that they do so in self-defense. As for the Sliffs, they are as yet bound by a peace treaty, though one wonders how long it will be before it is broken. The Twelveswood was grievously wounded during the calamity, leaving Gridania vulnerable to attack. The people are hopeful that restoring the wood, and thereby the power of the elementals, will put an end to their woes, yet how long will that take? Centuries, I'd wager. Meanwhile, the Ixil will continue their incursions, spurred on by Garuda and her insatiable appetite for destruction. Whether the Gridanians like it or not, sooner or later it will come to an all-out war, and when it does, the Order of the Twin Adder will need all the help it can muster. How valuable might the aid of a capable adventurer prove to them, then? So, off to Uldar.
Nanamo herself!
And Roban as well!
Hark you, souls of flame, drawn to the bosom of the desert, where the fire burns brightest and shall rage forevermore. Hurrah! Rauban! Where since antiquity, under the sage and judicious rule of the Ul dynasty, we have wrought sand into gold, where by the grace and glory of Nalthal have our brave sons and daughters flourished and prospered. I speak of Ul'dah!
There, at the Flame General's back flies the Grand Company's standard. Note the sigil. The golden scales of order balance the jewel of prosperity with the flame of might.
Great and many are the gifts our nation has given the realm. In Eorzea's darkest hour, on the killing fields of Cartano, none spent more in blood and gold than we. Thus was the 7th Imperial Legion laid low.
So that's how it happened. How soon history forgets.
Yet many left our gates, never to return. Let us pray for our absent brothers and sisters, that they might know happiness in the great beyond, as Thal's honored guests. If the fates were fair, the price we paid that day would have bought us victory. Alas, they are not. And now, but 5 years into this 7th Umbral era, the spirit of sacrifice which granted us our strength is all but dead. Look around you. What do you see? A people divided, downtrodden and enthralled. Where are the merciful alms of the rich? Where is the just steel of the righteous? I ask you, is this the great nation our brothers and sisters gave their lives to save? You who call this living, dishonor the name of the immortal flames. It is but a slow death. Our enemies surround us. The savage hordes of the Amalja wait beside our roads, strangling the lifelines of trade. Meanwhile, the Garleans make mock of our borders and despoil our land of its natural wealth. We stand on a precipice, yet we do not act. Whether trader or soldier, monetarist or royalist, all must recognize that a divided Ul'dah stands to fall. Victory and fortune walk hand in hand. Ye who seek glory and wealth, look not to what little you can snatch from your neighbor, but to the boundless wealth of the world beyond. Now is the time to unite. Now is the time to ride forth. In the name of the Sultana, I beseech you, line not your own coffers, but those of the immortal flames. Seek not to prosper from Ul'dah, but to restore her to prosperity. As the realm prospers, so shall Ul'dah. As Ul'dah prospers, so shall her people.
Ya for Ul'dah!
Together we are one.
Your grace.
Rauban? People of Ul'dah, I, Nanamo, 17th in the line of Ul, address you. Much has been made of the wealth of Ul'dah. Yet those who measure that wealth in coins and carats are gravely deceived. For the true wealth of Ul'dah lies in the health, happiness, and hopes of her people. Beloved subjects, I bid you raise aloft the torch of Ul'dah, that her flames might serve as a beacon for all Eorzea to see.
Long live Nanamo!
Glory to the Sultana!
For victory and fortune, stride fearless into the inferno, for we are by fire reborn! Forsooth!
The time is now!
I
Fancy meeting you again.
The Yuldans have a long history of conflict with the Amljar, the beast tribe that worships the primal Ifrit. Judging by your look of distaste, I take it you have encountered them. The Yuldans do not shy from confrontation. If aught threatens their precious prosperity, they will seek to crush it. Hold on, I'm gonna fly. So have they dealt with Ifrit thus far, smothering his flames each time he is stoked to life. Yet he is but one of several problems. Though they have been quiet these past 5 years, the Galleons have not gone away. Meanwhile, refugees continue to arrive in droves. The Uldan and Uldar has no clear policy on how to deal with them. After all, not even the Sultanate's coffers are bottomless, and even assuming they had the coin, resources will ever be finite. Which brings me back to the subject of Ifrit. It has been observed that the Amljar are summoning him with ever-increasing frequency. Every time they do so, the Uldans send their force to smite the primal, and though they invariably succeed, each victory is bought with blood. It is a war of attrition which they cannot well sustain. Small wonder then that the Immortal Flames are eager to recruit more members. At such a desperate hour, an adventurer of your experience would be a most welcome addition to their ranks. Okay, time for me to choose. Sly, this is Minfilia. You are well, I hope. Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service has now concluded? A moment ago, you say. What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Company as well. Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it will not do to keep them suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. So we're going to how much is it? 163. So if it's over $500, I'll use the ticket. Otherwise, I'll just pay the price for the normal teleport. Should be a good way to go about it. Welcome back, Sly. Where the Grand Company leader's words is illuminating as you had hoped. Aye, each nation is beset with problems. I trust you see now why your services are in such demand. Would that there were more of you, Sly. But you must be tired from your journey. Why don't you rest a while and take a moment to reflect on your decision? Once your mind is made up, pray give the company officers your answer.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alizé, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady! We are to escort you!
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
Okay. Okay. Flame Storm. That's the limbs and Storm Officer. How was the Admiral's speech? But you need not explain. That you stand before me now is answer enough. You have resolved to join the Maelstrom, have you not? Yes. That's the spirit, lad. With allies like you, how much stronger is our crew? Let us brave the seas together, friend. Now the choice is made. It is time to add your name to our rolls. Make your way to Maelstrom Command back in Limsa. Ooh, some red paint. Dullmond. Tis on the upper decks, in case you have forgotten. I will send word to our personnel officer to expect you. The duties of a Maelstrom soldier can be both arduous and challenging, but I promise you, you will not regret this choice. May your passage be swift and your bearings sure. Okay, so... Limsa. Hail, adventurer, what business have you at Maelstrom Command? My name is Sly Simeon. I believe you are expecting me. I'm an honest, if you will have me. Then well met, and welcome to the Maelstrom. I'll need a name for the role, so wait a moment. You're him, aren't you? Sly Simeon. Hey, you're just as our recruitment officer described. Glad to have you aboard, friend. Now, before I can accept your oath, you must be made aware of several... Sir. What is it, Private? And this had better be important. Sir, we've received a report from a lookout on Lower Lonosia. So Imperial forces have fired upon a high-wind Skyways airship. The vessel is in bad way, sir, and appears to be banking for an emergency landing at Cedarwood. Cedarwood, damn it, we have no troops available in that area. The bulk of our infantry is bogged down on the coast, skirmishing with the fishbanks. Simeon, this is a highly irregular, but I fear your first duty in service to the Maelstrom must needs be unofficial. If our man in Lower Lonosia is correct, the airship will come down in territory crawling with Imperial scouts. If there are any survivors, we must reach them before the Guardians do. Make haste to Cedarwood, locate the airship, and if any of its occupants are alive, make sure they come to no further harm. We'll see about swearing you in upon your return. Okay. And I'm gonna get my freaking mail. It is Cedarwood. Where is Cedarwood? Lower Lonosia. Marby Tribals. No, I might as well walk down here. Freaking man, so many flags, so annoying. Please go there. Oh, there's the airship. Proceed. Hey, sure. Isn't that something in Wedge? Or maybe. Oh no, an adventurer. What are you doing out here? No, wait. Let's find some cover first. Maelstrom commands at you. How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform. Be at ease, sir. We are of the Maelstrom. You're a Garland Ironworks engineer, yes? One of our lookouts reported the attack on your craft. We're here to rescue you. You must be Simeon. Good work on reaching our friend here before the Imperials. Who's that? Oh, it's us. Shit. I've never seen a craft of this design. It must be Garland's work. Is there no end to the man's treachery? The secrets of Magitech belong to an Imperial hands. They are not to be squandered on Eorzean savages. We are taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if he must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. Garland. Scouting party from the Castrum or Citizens, I'd say. Seems they want your ship engineer. Wedge, you have to help him. That fool of a Lalafell was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. The tiny Bronco, isn't that the new design people have been whispering about? It's the first airship we built since the Calamity. The first since Master Garland, since he went missing. After years of work, she was finally ready for her first test flight, and she was soaring. She really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. Alright, pay attention. We're going to hit these Imperials hard and fast. If they want a souvenir from Eorzea, they can have a knife in the gut, but they're not getting that ship. Oh, and don't forget to save the Lalafell. What you say, Simeon? Ready to give those curs a hiding? Okay, like a tidal wave, lads, charge. An ambush 2 arms. Biggs. Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed with the ship. But that was a close one. Too damn close. So how's she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can wring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. We'll stand watch until the ship is ready to take off. The Imperials will come looking for these scouts eventually, but I doubt they'll get here for a good while yet. Simeon, you're free to return to Maelstrom Command and complete your induction. Ordinarily I'd ask you to stay, but I think we'd all feel better knowing an adventurer of your ability was safely sworn in and ready for the next mission. Rest assured I'll inform Command of the part you played today. I just wanted to say sorry, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Huh. Seriously though, if I hadn't been for you and the Maelstrom lads here, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I'm your dead friend, we both are. Wedge. Thank you, we're very grateful. Okay, just give me a second. Some people stopped on the side of the road doing something, I don't know what they're doing. Okay, speak with the person on Master Command. Okay, just wait 1 minute, I can use return. Welcome back, Simeon. I just heard the report. You needn't be concerned about the engineers. They completed their return trip without further Imperial interference. I must admit I had my doubts at first, but it seems the stories about you are true. I look forward to seeing what else you're capable of after you're properly inducted into the Maelstrom, of course. Now, speaking of your induction, let us start afresh, shall we? You are welcome here, Slicer. That such a well-respected adventurer would choose to join our ranks is most heartening. Before you swear your allegiance to us, however, it is only right that I tell you exactly what it is that you will be joining. The Grand Company is more than simply a collection of soldiers. It is an all-encompassing organization which draws upon the resources of an entire city-state to form a united military force capable of standing against the nation's deadliest enemies. We of the Maelstrom are charged with meeting the threats posed by the Primals and the Gallian Empire, and solving the many problems caused by the calamity. Every man and woman who serves under our colours has a role to play in keeping the great warship that is Lim's afloat, and on whatever heading Chief Admiral Merylwib sees fit to set. As part of this grand vessel's crew, you will be expected to take your turn at the oars, for the winds do not look favourable, lad, and the strength of an arm may be all that sets us safe to port. If I've lost you with talk of ship and oars, let me put it another way. A Maelstrom soldier labours till his last breath, fights till his last drop of blood. We give our all in service of this nation, and no less is expected of you. Simeon, it is customary for new recruits to swear an oath of their own choosing upon entering the Maelstrom ranks. Is there what you'd like to say? See what skills I have are yours to learn. I will follow the animal to the very bottom of the abyss. I have an axe, not a sword. You will still see swallows on. Ah yes, the many and varied skills of the adventurer. I have no doubt that your travels have furnished you with such knowledge as will provide invaluable to our cause. Slicer, I hereby assign you the rank of Storm Private 3rd Class. You are now officially a soldier of the Maelstrom. Welcome aboard, Private. May you serve Lim's well till sea swallows all. Can you hear me? That's Sly. This is Minfilia. An officer of the Maelstrom contacted me with the news of your enlistment. My congratulations, Private Simeon. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay a visit to the old ones first. Remember, though you are now a man of the storm, you are no less a scion. Play a return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. No rest for the wicked, eh? Before you make yourself scarce, I recommend having a word with Commander Riki. Might be worth your while. You may now accept the quest, my little chocobo. Maelstrom by speed. Oh yes. This quest must be completed in order to proceed to the end of the main scenario for Realm Reborn. Am I going to get my... Grand Companies. You're now a member of the Grand Company and have been assigned the rank of Private 3rd Class. Your Grand Company and rank can be confirmed at any time under the Profile tab in the character interface under Character in the main menu. Grand Companies pay their members not guild but in company seals. You can confirm how many seals are currently in your possession under the currency in the main menu. Seals can be earned by completing various Grand Company missions. A Grand Company Quartermaster is stationed at each Grand Company headquarters and exchange items for the company seals. Company seals are only redeemable with the Grand Company that issued them. Supply and provisioning missions. The Grand Companies of Eorzea are in a constant need of supplies and provisions to maintain their daily operations. The adventurers can earn experience points in company seals by crafting or gathering the items required and delivering them. Speak to a Grand Company personnel officer or one of the many officers stationed through the realm to complete the delivery. Item sort change every day with time. They can be confirmed by selecting timers located under duty in the main menu. Okay, so let's do this one. My little chicken. Well, if it isn't Private Simeon, I must say the tales of your deeds have been an inspiration to the troops. Our duties take us far and wide, and I'll wager you've slogged across quite a few miles of countryside on naught but your own 2 feet. Such a sterling soldier of the Maelstrom deserves his own steed. Let us see about having one issued to you. All you need to do is obtain a Stormchoker issuance by exchanging company seals with the quartermaster. Once you have this deed, present it to Fragem, and she will see you saddle up on one of our trusty birds. Okay, let's see. X. Shit. Storm Private. Oh, there it is. Storm Private Libris. Lemons and Morax. Lemons and Bush. Storm Officers Liveries. Holy crap. Storm Captain's Liveries. Right, so what is this? This big is present a Stormchoker issuance to Fragem. Stormchoker issuance. Material. Stormchoker issuance. Let's see. Great. It's just great. Let's go. Wheel. To obtain a piece of travel, you must present. This token can be obtained by exchanging company seals with the Storm Quartermaster. Quartermaster. Probably, I can't see it. Interior. Company issues. Oh, there is 200. Okay, it's only 200. Okay. I can't. What? How am I supposed to do it? Bullshit. Administrate. Master Officer charged with assisting with the order of independence companies. Or the free companies as they nothing. OIC. Well, I am OIC Quartermaster of them. It's my duty to provide those free companies who please. With the opportunity to purchase various enchantments and items which will benefit their members. I say, have you considered joining free company of a partner? Great. Ooh. But no longer Private Simeon, just a minute ago. Your experts of late have been the talk of Lindsay. Don't let this puff your sails up too much. But I've heard some of the higher-ups saying that Maelstrom would be lost at sea without you. I haven't even done anything. But I suspect you're not the type to rest on your laurels. Nay, the tempest raging around. Fortunately, we have just the place for you. Have perchance you heard of the Wolf's Den? It's a proving ground of sorts established by the Owlsien Alliance, a place where the most promising Green Khmer recruits are sent to hone their skills. The Wolf's Den is to be found just off the shores of Lanarkshire. The ferry at the Morby dry docks in Lanarkshire will grant you passage there. Upon your arrival, seek out Storm Captain Burkoya Littleton. I've let him know that you'll be coming, so you can count on a warm welcome. Okay, so this quest should give me some storm seals. Yeah, so that should be enough to buy my chocobo. So let's do this, I guess. But no longer. Lower Lanoshi, right? Is there not either anything? How much was it? Down here, I think. Oh, great. God damn it. What the frick? It's big with the wolves here. What? How the frick do I get in there? Maybe I have to go to the fairy dogs, I guess. Jeez. Running all over the place, man. Let's give us a bound volume. Yes. Okay, wolves. Test your skills at PvP. Okay. PvP, player versus player. Duty involves battles fought against other players rather than in-game creatures, and incorporates an independent battle system with its own set of unique rules. Final Fantasy XIV offers several different varieties of PvP, from ranked matches to casual training, anywhere from 2 to 72%. Okay. Oh shit, even has its own through it. I don't recall seeing your ugly mug around here before. You say that Ricky sent you. She said she was sending a new wolf to the den, but More like the run of the literary, if you ask me. You barely have fangs for the honing. I guess I'm feeling goddamn generous. I'll saw through you alone. Start yourself off with crystalline conflict. Them training bouts are made special for feckless veteran types who can't tell sound strategy from a horse's ass. I still reckon it won't be dawn before you run home with your tail between your legs, crying for your mum. But you can have a word with Lieutenant Kanji Zulinji if you insist on giving it a go. You'll find him outside, assuming you can work up the nerve. And stand up straight and make it. This ain't no place for the weaker spine. Dismissed. Oh yes, that was easy. PvP on. Crystalline conflict. You have unlocked crystalline conflict. The Grand Companies of Aussie establishes tactical exercise to strengthen the individual members' strategic capacity. Help maneuver other adventurers just like you in a match of wits to claim victory. Okay, well, that's all I needed to do anyway. I should be able to get me check about that. Ooh. Oh, damn, it's damn. Oops. Okay. Where's this fridge? Lieutenant Tricia is looking for a few. Wait. No, that's not mine. Where the frick is Fraser? Don't see no Fraser. What's must be on another floor, isn't it? There. Want a bird issued, you say? Then I'll need to see a chest on turbo issuance. Yes, everything appears to be in order. A moment, please. I'll be right back with your chocobo. Now, what am I going to name? Shit. And here he is. The fellow has been in high spirits the past few bouts. He must have sensed that his master was coming. Now then, to make it official, you'll want to give your noble steed a name. Shit. Cool. Shit. Shit. Oh my god. Come here. Huh? Crap. Bird. Slice means slice. What's a name for a bird? Canine. Fowl. I was going to try and make up a word with the word fowl because it's like a bird, you know, but that sounded dumb. Poultry, birdie, goose. Goose, that could be cool. That's a cool name, Goose. Goose. Kind of like goose. 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 Yep, it's gonna be goose. Cool. Yeah, I dare say he likes his name. Here is your very own chocobo whistle. Simply blow into it, and your feathered friend will come bounding to your side. But do forgive him if he doesn't respond when summoned in crowded city areas or monster-infested lairs. Chocobos are stout-hearted creatures, but they have their limits. And lastly, I present you with your chocobo rider's license as it is required by law. And that concludes all the formalities. I wish you and your chocobo long years and fulfilling companionship. You can use a chocobo whistle to acquire the action to summon your personal chocobo. Unlike riddle chocobos, there is no time limit regulating how long you may remain on chocoback. Remember, however, there are areas such as highly populated cities and narrow dungeons that your chocobo will refuse to enter. The action to summon your chocobo can be set to your hotbar and is located within your mount guide, found under character in the main menu. Chocobo armor or binding can be equipped via companion interface situated in the character. Okay. Ow. Inventory. Use. Okay, so. Okay. Oops. Let's try to find the hook key. There is one. I don't think there is. Party. Character. Mount. Now, where am I going to put it? trying to think what. I might put him on here. Oh, my griffin. Oh man, yeah, I really like that griffin. It's cool. Let me just go here. Oh, yes. Can't fly yet, no. Dismounting percentage. While Chocoback, a Chocobo icon will appear on your status effect. You can dismount your Chocobo at any time by right-clicking this icon or by re-clicking the action you used. Okay. It's running very slow. Frame rate is a lot lower for some reason. Wait. Can I go to the waking sands from here? Okay. No. Wait. I know how do I get there? I'm not sure. That one. Then, yeah. Okay, how do I get there? It's over here. Okay, let's go. Here we go. Try the waking souls. Welcome back, Sly. Lady Mephilia waits for them. Welcome back. It seems you wasted no time putting your skills to work. How do I know why the recruitment officer called to regale me with the tale of your heroics? The pride in his voice was palpable. We Sions are truly fortunate to have you with us, Slayer. Now, when last we spoke, I said that I wanted you to meet some friends. Did I not? Well, I neglected to mention that you have already met them. These are those twins. Tataru, please show them in. This way, sirs. Oh no, it's not. It's the engineer. Thanks again for getting us out of that mess. We owe you our lives. But I don't think we've properly introduced ourselves. I'm Biggs. And I'm God's man. Spit it out, will you? We're Wedge at your service. I'm pleased to say that Biggs and Wedge will be staying with us for a while. Magitech-driven contraptions such as airships grow ever more vital to the city-states of Eorzea. As a neutral party, it was judged that we Sions should serve as the keepers of this technology. Of course, for this we needed the knowledge of experts, and so we requested the assistance of Garland Ironworks, who very kindly sent us 2 of their finest engineers. Our happy family continues to grow. On behalf of the Sions, I bid you welcome to the Waking Sands. Like every soul here, I love Eorzea, and I count myself blessed to have been given this chance to stand with you at all and fight for the future of the realm. Never have I known such fulfillment, such happiness. X just takes my name and scroll takes all. Why would I also take that off? Let me just have a look at this. X. System. X. Target filters. What does that mean? Target filters. Target filters. I don't. What is target filters? X. How do you do it? I wasn't exactly sure where to put the question, but I guess to face it anyway. I don't think it's a question about a keybind, but I do not see a section for keybinds. I want to know if there is a way to make certain keybinds toggle-based. For example, when pressing the M key on PC brings a map, and you don't have to hold the M key to keep the map open. However, for the target filter keybind, which is key X, I have to hold X to make sure I can filter past players and minions to click something their way. These things. Okay, don't really know. Okay. Targeting tab. Target over menu, target view. Target low. Target nearest enemy. Target nearest PC. It's on the damage. Target display. Target nearest enemy. Set that to something close to home position like B because you'll be using it a lot. Also set target nearest enemy to something handy as well. Oh shit. I should probably make that F. What's my F right now? F. Face target. I think I'm already set to face target with an action, so I don't need that. Target nearest. But it doesn't click on it, just targets it. That's going to be annoying. See, face target. Target current focus target the target of your current target. Assist target. What? Huh. Yeah, it would be nice if I could just use a key to select. big target filters. Set targeting mode to pause. Yeah, that's character time. Disabled target switch time. When executing a target based attack. Press action twice to execute. No. Press action twice to execute. Enable disable right click selection. Disable right click selection of non-play characters and battles. Shit. Clicking on field. I have to look on the internet. And like that, is there a way to walk up to him, see him, press a button, and interact with him? It's actually, it's going to drive insane. By default, confirms that interact is num 0. If you have nothing targeted, it will. Oh, num 0. Confirm this interact. Oh. Interact. Oh, else. So, num 0. If I make that 8. That's the one. Okay. Keylines. Let me just go back to here. And I'll just put that was F12, right? Put that back to F12. Oh shit. Maybe that wasn't F12. Oh. Just like it. Oh, let's have to. Oh, yeah, F12 is also there. Is it the Steam screenshot button? Okay, so now oh no, they all got changed back. Shit. I thought that was just going to change this. God damn it. This is going to be annoying. Shit. Damn it. Okay. God damn. Okay. Right. And then and then I might do X. Okay. Q. Okay, so that, then X I can go. Yeah, that should be good. Where am I put this over here? Okay, then I'll make this shift. So shift that. Shift that. Nope, nope. Shift. Oh shit. What? Shit, that's 5, right? Yeah. It's 4. Shift X, Shift X, Shift R, Shift E, Shift Q. Okay. Okay. Man, shit, I can't remember if I changed anything else now. Shit. I don't think I did. Movement. Pose. Yeah, that's all good. Base camera pause. Confirm. Yes. Yes. Caps. X isn't really good. Or run. So I have to take my finger off the move button. Shift next. Yeah, that should be good. Except
Now, having set aside the formalities, we have a favor to ask of you. Urianger, have the documents arrived from the students of Baldessian?
Aye, my lady. They arrived but recently.
We have conducted a study at the behest of the Order of the Twin Adder. Papalimo, Ida, a synopsis if you would.
Our task was to survey the behavior of the Sylphs, a beast tribe indigenous to the Twelveswood.
Oh, how to describe them. They look like Gisselcreens, floating ones, that worship the primal Ramu.
Ahem. Though technically a beast tribe, Sylphs are blessed with a comparatively personable demeanor, conducive to peaceful communication.
Offering us an invaluable opportunity to learn what the beast tribes know of the primals.
While Ramu's existence is well documented, the Sylphs do not, or perhaps cannot, summon the primal any longer, insofar as can be ascertained, until such time as we know. It would be unwise to assume that the threat posed by the primal has passed.
Which leaves Gridania with the added worry of not knowing what they should be worrying about.
In that regard, they are hardly alone. What we can say with absolute certainty is that Gridania has its hands full fending off Garuda, who, I need hardly remind you, is among the most savage and terrible of all known primals.
In short, it is essential that we approach the Sylphs in as diplomatic a manner as possible. Words and actions can be misconstrued. The only sure way to communicate our intentions is the echo. Winning the Sylphs' favor may well bring us a step closer to mitigating the threat of the primals. Will you help us?
Yes.
I am grateful.
Lovely. Well, as much as I'd like to help, I'm afraid I would be of little use to anyone in Gridania. A veritable babe in the woods. Ida and Papalimo, however, should be able to see the forest for the trees. Is that not so, Minfilia?
Indeed. You are willing?
Leave it to me.
Us, Ida, us!
Okay. Speak with Lasala, he looks at the Adder's nest. Oh, sorry. Why is he going to know? Only option is okay, so no action. Okay. So I gotta We know far too little of the Sliffs to lay any worthwhile plans. We must call upon the Sirens once more if we are to. Beg pardons, 'tis a terrible habit of mine to think aloud. But tell me what brings you to the Adder's Nest? We come in peace. Commander Borsail here has been awaiting the aid of the Scions. Hail, adventurer, I bid you welcome to the Adder's Nest. Do you seek to entwine your destiny with the twin adders? Good day, Commander. Sorry to disappoint you, but other business brings us here today. Yeda and Palpimo, always a pleasure to see the two of you. My men tell me you quest in the name of the Scions of Lake. Quite so, Commander. A little bird told us that the twin adder was in need of our adventuring prowess. Hey, your little bird sings true. No doubt you've heard that we're investigating the Sliffs, that curious beast tribe that calls the depths of the Tarks at home. The Sliffs are, for the most part, a peaceful bunch, much to the delight of the elder Seatsia, who has no desire to see her people embroiled in yet another fruitless war. The twin adder is of the same mind, and just precisely for the reason that the Sliffs are in relation to the primal Ramar has raised a flag of warning amongst our ranks. Friendly as they may appear, beastmen will be beastmen. Should there be even a sliver of a chance that the summoning of the primal may disturb the balance between Gridania and the Sliffic tribes, it is a possibility we cannot ignore. Better to be safe than sorry indeed. Do we strike at Ramar, or leave the Sliffs to their own ways? That is the question, yet I find myself lacking ample knowledge to arrive at an answer. Opinions abound within Gridania, but to listen only to one's own is among the greatest mistakes a commander can make. I would hear from the other side, the Sliffs themselves, and seek an impartial party to serve as my liaison. That is where you Scions come in. The Sliffs of Little Solace remain untempered and have held many a productive dialogue with our people. I would hear their candid thoughts on their tempered brethren. That said, I urge you to exercise due caution. Sliffic tradition and etiquette bear little resemblance to our own. It would not do any to have any cross-cultural faux pas get in the way of a productive parley. En route to Little Solace, you will come upon the Hawthorne Hut. Our officer stationed there can enlighten you as to how to win the Sliff's favour. May your expedition be a worthwhile one. A friendly palaver with the Sliffs. This should be a pleasant enough division. The Hawthorne Hut, was it? Why, I believe the ferry departing from West Shore Pier should take us straight there. A friendly palaver, indeed. I hope this will be as straightforward as you say, Palomino. Okay. Speak with Natalia at West Shore Pier. Just have a look. Just want to have a look. Oops. Damn, it doesn't show your quest. I just wanted to see if my warrior quest was available yet. So I'll go to the area where the sloths are, and then I might just teleport back to Limsa, see if the quest is available for the warrior. If it is, then I might stop the stream there. I might do the warrior quest line offline maybe. I mean, yeah, I'm not streaming. Stick to the main story quests when I'm streaming. Being a very doctor at the base of this hill will carry you across the lake to East Shroud. Once you're ashore, head due east and you should find the Hawthorne hut without much trouble. This one. What the? Where do we pull the ferry? Yeah. Oh, now I can use my checkup. No food. Okay, it seemed to be the right. Man, just have a look. Why are the shadows stuttering? Fix shadows. Oops. I am close shadows. Indeed, I am Emmeline of the Tornado. I understand you're here to learn of the Slips, yes. For all their whimsy, they are a wary lot, particularly since the Empire has come to the Shroud. Earn their trust, however, and they're as friendly as any folk. They have their quirks, but so do we all know. Would you know more? You'd do well to speak with the master of this hut, Rolf. He's forgotten more about this list than I'll ever know. Okay, let me turn. Oh yes, there is it. Yes, I can do the warring. Okay. That means I'm going to finish my string there. Just go. Just hop up to the other end. Okay, so when I hop back on, I might be a warrior. Maybe, we'll see. It's gotta be an exit game. Yes. Okay. Well, I'll see you later.